Coming from a solidified player in the rifle optics market comes a new entry into the red dot sights for pistols market. They've got two options. Today we're going to cover the cheaper of the two. We're going to cover the DRS by US Optics. Hey guys, Work here, welcome back to the bench. Today we're going to be doing a review of this. This is the DRS, a new red dot offering from US Optics. That's right, US Optics, the company famous for quality glass, is now breaking into the red dot market. So first, some general overviews. The DRS sits on the Vortex footprint. I believe it says it sits on the Venom footprint, but it fits on both the Venom and the Viper footprint. And for my P10F here, I've got a plate made from CZ Customs that fits both the Viper and the Venom. So that kind of solidifies that it does fit both. It is a standard reflex style sight with no magnification, a 2 MOA dot. It comes with one CR2032 battery, boasts a battery life of up to 3 years. It has manual brightness adjustment with claims that the brightest is visible against the sky in bright daylight, and the lowest is compatible with night vision. So now that we got all that out of the way, let's talk about the sight itself. Let's go over the physical attributes of it, and then we'll cover the use of the sight. Physically, this thing is gorgeous. The lines on this are pretty unique. For having a standard arced internal window, they did give some nice external chamfering to it, making it just a very nice, clean-looking optic. You have both windage and elevation adjustments easily available on the sides. They do not have positive clicks. They are 1 MOA adjustments, but you're going to have to guess that by the graduations next to the dials rather than by clicks, because it does not have audible clicks. It has a waterproof button on the sides. These are the only buttons to control the sight. As you see there, we have an up and a down. These are the brightness adjustments. Hit either one and the sight will turn on. Hold down for 3 seconds and it will turn back off. In addition to that, the sight does have an auto off of 3 hours. Now, when I picked this up, this was not something that was advertised on their website. They do claim that it is advertised on the website now. However, I am looking at the website right there and it is not there. So I do want you to know this sight does have an auto turn off of 3 hours, and that is no matter what. It does not have a motion sensing gyro in it to cancel that auto shut off feature, so this will turn off after 3 hours. The window size is excellent in this. You can see that I do have it turned on, and that is the dot on full brightness. Again, the window size is fantastic. The discoloration is not bad at all. There's some of those sights out there really discolor your sight picture. This one is not one of them. It is a nice, clean, clear sight picture. The glass is relatively easy to clean. There are some edges down here in the pockets that are more difficult to clean, but if you fold up something to clean that, you should be able to get down in there. So, as I said, that is the dot. That is as bright as that dot gets. And that is one of two issues that I have found with this sight. The 2 MOA dot with the brightness that this particular sight offers is just not bright enough for a bright day. I've had this for, I think, a month and a half now, and one of the reasons that I haven't gotten the review to you until now is because I wanted to get this out to a USPSA match and actually run it, which I did. It was a nice sunny day here in Indiana, which is pretty bright, but definitely not the brightest you can get, and the sun bleached this dot out. There were multiple times when I could not find the dot, despite knowing that the dot had to have been in front of the window. I could not see it. The 2 MOA dot in the DRS is simply not bright enough for continued reliable exterior use. That, in addition to the 3-hour shutoff time, really relegates this sight to a niche akin to a toy or something like this piece of junk. You can't rely on it for carry, because if you're out in the day and you draw, you need to be able to see that dot, and it's got a 3-hour shutoff, which you would have to press this button to relegate within 3 hours every single time. It's not reliable for competition because, again, on a sunny day, the dot's bleached out, and it also has that 3-hour shutoff. I turned my dot on at about 10 o'clock when our match started, and when I drew the pistol for the first course after 1 o'clock, the dot had turned off. If that had happened in the middle of that course, that would have been a pretty bad thing. So unfortunately, I am not going to be able to really recommend that you get the DRS. Now, it does come in at a price point of about $250. However, there are multiple different options that also come in around that same price point, including offerings from both Vortex and Holosun, both of which are reliable and seem to have better features than the DRS. So with that being said, you know what I'm doing with this? I'm sending it back. So since I've got you here, guys, I'm going to go ahead and take this guy off of here. I can show you a little bit about how the battery attaches, because as I said, I am sending this back. Another thing to be cognizant of when you order this, or pretty much any other dot, is that the attachment screws that you use are very rarely the correct length. Case in point, these were between 1/8 and 1/4 of an inch too long. So I actually had to take these screws and cut them down so that they would fit and adequately hold my dot in place. I did put blue Loctite on these because, quite honestly, I do not trust screws to not come loose when they're under this much stress. And on installation, this thing was extremely tight. Now, I do not know whether that was the Optic or the plate from CZ Custom. It could be either one. I've never had another Optic mounted on this plate, so I'm not 100% sure. But that's just something to keep in mind. It was extremely tight, and I did have to wiggle it quite a bit to get it off of here. Okay, so now I've got my screws loose. Let's go ahead and see if we can get the dot off of the plate now that I've got it shoved down on there. There we go. Finally starting to come up. There we go. Okay. And now you can see underneath the dot. So here's the mounting style. It does have, as you see, here are our mounting holes. Here are the studs that go inside the sight to keep everything down. And then looking at the sight itself, it does have a gasket around the exterior here, making this unit waterproof. So you're not going to get any water ingress into the battery compartment here because it does have a rubber material sealing that off. This sight's got probably 750 rounds through the combination of this sight and this pistol. And under use, I mean, if you just want this thing for a cheap toy, it'll work. On an interior use, the window is a really nice size to maintain dot visibility through most of your recoil. But again, for the price point of $250, I just can't recommend the DRS over the competition from both Holosun and Vortex, because I just think that the auto turnoff and the incredibly small dim dot unfortunately just relegate the DRS to a toy. And that's it, guys. That is a review of the US Optics DRS red dot sight. Remember, if you found the video useful, go ahead and like and subscribe down below. Let me know in the comments down below what entry-level red dot sight you recommend. If you're interested in supporting us here on the channel, feel free to pop over and become a Patreon over at patreon.com/work, or pop into one of our live streams. We have them every other Thursday, and we cover pretty much whatever topic comes up in the chats. Remember, guys, I appreciate every one of you, and until next time, do your research, get informed, and get to work.